What's up, Emily? Morning. How you doing? Yeah, maps. Maps, and more maps. Morning, Josh. Hoping one of those recruiters messages you back. Shoot me a DM if they haven't, and I'll try to get you attention. I know there was like a feeding frenzy the past couple of days, and lots of places filled up, but I'm sure we can get you in somewhere. Good evening, Max Hunter. Yeah, definitely. I'll be out. I got a lot on my plate today with, hang on here. Just let me connect. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking with the map making team, trying to make sure we're all ready to go. About 20 minutes, the maps go live. Anyway, I got a lot today with like setting up the teams for the guild, getting new people situated, making some videos, doing some streams, cleaning the house, trying not to cough a lung up. You know, basic Sunday shit. But shoot me a DM and let me know. I'll ping all the recruiters. We'll get you somewhere. Yeah, you know, typical weekend shit. Hey, today's the day. Today's really the day. Today's really the day that I get to get my headhunt unit because it's reset day. Good morning, Dion. Will you do a best units for every element in AI? We can go over that. Derp actually already has most of that done, but yeah, we can put that together. I'm more than happy to do that for you. We got a little bit of time to kill before maps go live, so sure. Let me just get some of the daily stuff done. But it's really simple, right? Yep. Excuse me. Almost choked on my cough drop. Units that dual attack, units that defense break, units that do both highest value, units that self-sustain and self-heal, giga high value, and of course the units that you want to do major damage against your job, right? If your job is the Earth Elemental Warden, look up the Earth Elemental teams, pick those units, and then the rest are all about just farming normal monsters. But yeah, for sure, we can go over all of that. Did I get an otherworldly chest? I did. Show me. Hey, Rafito. Everything's going pretty good, my friend. Pretty good. Thank you for the super, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think this has got some potential. Okay. Good things are coming out of these gloves, right? All into health and speed. All into health and speed. Oh, that's okay. We take the effectiveness. We forgive one. All into health and speed. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Stinky that was a minimum roll, but that's okay. As long as this hits health or speed, these are keepers. Speed. Oh, god damn it. And it friggin' almost min rolled too. Well, these are PvE gloves now. They're probably going on like Tamarin or something. Yeah. It's just it turned them into PvE gloves, right? There's not a lot of PvP units that are gonna want this. But they'll probably go on Tamarin. It's fine. Yeah, it's not really usable on DDR. I guess it could be. I don't run... I think ER and DDR is a waste of stats, but that's just me. Some people like it. Shuna is not really a unit, but it could be used on her. They're going to wind up on Tamarin, guys. Probably. Probably not. These are just better. I don't know. The robot will find a place for him. The robot will find a place for him, I'm sure. Are we overcapped on gear? Of course we are. Do I have Asia account? No, but the map room's filled with people who have Asia accounts. If there's anybody in the chat who is on an Asia or Korean account and wants to send me screenshots of what the inside of AI looks like when it goes live, that would be fantastic. We'll use your screenshots to build these maps. F in the chat, guys. My GPU fried. It's... Oh, no. Ah. The teensy tiny silver lining, my friend, is if you were planning on upgrading your GPU anyway, at least it happened this week. This week's when, like, all of the good sales are going on, so... Better now than, like, 2 weeks from now. Hopefully you can get a good one order from Black Friday. Oh, warrant? Oh, shit, you got warranty on it. Hell yeah. Sorry your GPU's dead, though. Yeah. What happened? Bad power or a fan go out? Time to buy an RTX 8090. Holy shit. You know what's great about those is you don't even need to run your furnace in the winter. You just play games and your computer duels as a gaming machine and a room space heater. Just take the cover off, slap a box fan on the side of it, and heat your whole house. Okay, guys. Here she is. The long-awaited Conqueror Lilius. Everybody say hello, Conqueror Lilius. Surely this is her. One funny-looking sea Lilius. All right, let's reset these dupes. Oh, wait, I got a free headhunt. Okay. Reset. You. Okay, let's reset you. I'll reset you. Oops, wrong button. Reset you. Let's reset you. Look, I got tic-tac-toe on Krause. Hey! Got her! Excuse me. Okay. So, here's the thing. Do I lock her in? I know that I want her. I want her for my hunts, but is there potentially anybody on the bounce patch that could be good enough that their change would make me think about having 2 of them? That's a really, really big if. So here's the thing about the bounce patch, guys. This is what I think is going on. I still have not gotten confirmation back from North America or Korea on what's going on with the balance patch, why it's delayed, why it's late. But this is what I think's going on. Way back, before the World Cup, earlier in this year, the way that balance patches worked is balance patches were every 8 weeks. On the nose. Every 8 weeks, we'd get a balance patch. They modified the release date when World Cup happened to make sure that they didn't screw up the finals and all that kind of stuff with World Cup, right? And with the way RTA ended. But we're back on schedule, and it should be every 8 weeks. They used to announce the balance patch 2 weeks prior to when the balance patch went live. They changed earlier in this year to doing it 4 weeks prior to when the balance patch went live. My understanding from them was that they did this so they could get the community's opinion and sentiment on the changes, and it would give them time to make adjustments to the balance patch based on community feedback before the patch went live. And it's been like that for a while now, where instead of being 2 weeks prior to the patch, the announcement's been 4 weeks prior to the patch. That gives them time to review all of the feedback. Kind of like they did with the first change to auxiliary lots, where the feedback was overwhelmingly negative and they didn't do his buffs. Kind of like the change they did with Pirate Captain Flan, where the feedback was pretty negative and they didn't do our buffs. Now, perhaps because of the Pirate Flan change, where it was a vocal minority and it kind of somewhat tricked Smilegate into not doing buffs that were actually really good and really wanted, because a few people popped off. So maybe they're changing it back to the 2 week method so that they can just do their balance patch and they don't have 4 weeks of getting negative feedback on their opinions. I hope that's not the case. I really do. I don't think that's the case. They have talked about wanting to get the community's feedback more and to look at the balance patches and try to decide which balance patches go too far and which don't go far enough so that they can modify it before the actual patch goes live. And that's part of having that 4 week window. And if they're truly going back to a 2 week window...
Ancient inheritance incoming. I will be fine playing the most copium element ever made. Ice.
Ice is a good element for this. What are you talking about? Fire Wardens need to die, and Ice has got a ton of healers. I hope that's not the case, because they really wanted to engage with the community, get community's feedback, and make sure that their balance patches were more in line with what we wanted to happen. So, I guess we'll have to see. We're going to wait and see. But it is possible we've just gone back to the old system. And if that's true, it'll be a week from this Thursday, right? A week from this Friday when we get the announcement. So, another week and a half to wait, staring at these units, trying to decide, are you going to lock it in, or are you going to wait and see what's coming up? And I can't make that decision for you. I can tell you that the long game is to wait. It's only another, 10 days, another week and a half until the Friday after next. And then you can go into it with open eyes and make sure nothing's changed. It may be this coming Friday. It may only be another, 5 days away, because it only got delayed a week. We don't know. There's no confirmation from Smilegate, but that's the most popular theory right now, is they've shifted back to the old rotation, which is patch every week and then an announcement 2 weeks prior instead of 4 weeks prior. We'll have to wait and see. But that's all I got for right now. Once I hear back from Smilegate, once we've got confirmation from Korea, I will make sure everybody knows. I'll post it in a YouTube post. I'll stick it on Discord. I'll spread the word. But right now, it's all just guesses and assumptions. My favorite assumption so far has been that Lua was the entire balance patch and we don't get anything else. That, of course, was crazy. She was an emergency alteration outside of the normal rotation. That's not the balance patch, guys. So anyway, we'll wait and see. I hope that I hope that helps answer some questions. It's still clear as mud to me as what's going on, because Smilegate's not the most forthcoming about things they're doing in the background. But keep your ears open and wait or don't wait. Your call. All right. I got a free one here. Let's just reset since it's free. Okay. I'll keep my tic-tac-toe of crowds here. Costs 1,600 to lock it in, so as long as I save 1,600 points, I'll be able to buy the unit that I want. So I think it's safe to go and start getting things out of the point shop. We definitely want this. I don't care about those. We definitely want the Mola. Useless, useless, useless. I think we definitely want charms. Catalysts were your first buy. The only reason catalysts are not my first buy is I've got about 100 of every catalyst sitting right here. You farm unrecorded history, never need catalysts again. Ain't no way, Spatial. You're still fishing for Tywin? That's brutal. You got to cook for me, Pootie? What you got? Villager Green Armin on Rocket Punch as high defense as possible, insane damage. And damage reduction, cleanse, and debuff. Howl Villager. So like drop, you're talking like dropping crit chance and crit damage and just making her stupid thick and letting Rocket Punch do the deed? Yeah, say Rocket Punch is single target. Yeah, that would work on 3F, but she's a defense scaler. Yeah, it's not gonna work because it's if Rocket Punch was AoE, holy shit. Can you imagine you feeding on Rocket Punch if it was AoE? Yeah. I still think Green Armid is probably the best anti-cleave unit in the game. If you're tired of getting cleaved by classic cleaves, Green Armid's amazing. Yeah, Cherry Parade, you are correct. It is not AoE. Single attack. Hey, Scully. Everybody laughed at me with Armin, but Byakko needed one last fight to lock Emperor in at the end of the season, and he was getting cleaved. He thought it was over. I said, pick Armin, man. Just pick Armin and trust. And that Armin popped off, stunned, critted, killed, just wrecked that guy's cleave. And he got his Emperor frame. 3 minutes left. Hey, are there any Asia server players in the chat? You guys ready to give me some maps? 'Cause we're ready to go. Roll some gear. How you doing, Scully? What artifacts you guys go, or relics you guys going for? Y'all going for exploration journal, or some of you guys doing the the telescope? Does invincibility block everything, like effects stun? No, invincibility blocks damage. You can stun an invincible unit, you can strip an invincible unit, you can you can fear an invincible unit. No.
Waiting with a tier list units for AI.
Tier list units for AI. Shit. Okay. Cecilia Bot, where are you? Damn. Okay. AI tier list. Let's get some things out of the way first. Dual attack unit, HP scaler, defense breaker, giga good. Dual attackers are huge. I can't tell you how important it is to be self-sustain and be able to solo. We just do solo normal mobs, right? CR manipulators. These are kind of the four things you're looking for in AI, right? It is self-sustained, so you can solo normal mobs, defense breakers, so you can nuke down harder mobs, and CR manipulators. As for boss mobs, every single boss kind of takes a different mob. I'd have to do a tier list for each warden, which Derp has already put that together for you. What you want to do is go over here into Derp's written guide. Sorry for the bright mode, guys. I turned dark mode off to do AI, the AI maps. And you scroll down here and you say, I've got to fight the Fire Warden. Well, look at this. He put together water units to kill the Fire Warden. 2 separate water teams. 2 separate units to kill the Fire team. Or sorry, the Earth Warden. 2 separate teams of green units to fight the Water Warden. And he's got the exact same thing in here for fighting Prongo. So, you want to know which units to pick to do the job that you're assigned to do? There you go. Oh, guys, we got a layout. We got a blueprint. This is Zone 1. Holy shit, this is huge. The map for Zone 1's pretty heckin' big, guys. Where to find the document? I just linked it, Baka. Okay, if you guys got pics of the floor of the inside of AI, start posting them so we can get to building this. Once bread sizes it, then we can start building it. So, look for dual attack units. Yeah, it's looking like a huge map for sure. So let's see. What do we got? Destina's a CR manipulator. Amelia's a CR manipulator. Sari is just really good because she can reset units. Lionheart can sustain, especially if the enemy dual attacks. ML Ken can self-sustain if the enemy crits. Queric is just insane in Ancient Inheritance. Landy is a self-sustaining unit. Green Landy can be a self-sustaining unit if you're using green elemental units. Make sure your self-sustainers are the right elemental color. Alona, if you got her on, what do you call it, Sigurd's Scythe. She's not self-sustained, but she is a two-woman wrecking machine. Her plus pretty much any other unit. Her plus a defense breaker or dual attacker. Giga good. Dual attacker with a defense break. Dual attacker without a defense break. Dual attacker. Self-sustain, self-sustain. Really, really, really good if you're going into enemies that debuff you. He can just be on the team stopping debuffs. Oh, you know what? Wukong, self-sustaining. I bet he's going to be really good. Milim heals on her S1, but I don't know if it's enough. Probably is. If you just S1 with her. Same with Zealot. Her S1 is a self-heal. So I decided to get Briar. I decided to get Briar Rich. Gave up on getting a Tywin. No regrets, man. Briar Witch is an amazing unit, right? CR Manipulator. Where did he go? He's in here somewhere. Really good CR Manipulator who's also a healer. Gala is actually quite bad in this. You can just use her S1 to heal, but her S3 doesn't really do much of anything. Because the enemy's almost always defense broken, so you can solo with Gala. The problem is that you get hit so often that it busts through her her damage threshold, like 4 or 5 hits and she's gone. You're just rolling the dice that they don't hit you 5 times before you get killed, before you counter. Oops, shoot. Okay, any Asia servers got us some pictures? That's going to be a teleporter. Hey, we got one. All right. So this is the start point. Where is that? The deuce? Where is that? This is over here. Okay. So we've got, let's see, got a treasure chest here. And we got monster here. So it's a level 2 fire. This is how we do it, guys. This is how the team puts together these maps for you. No kidding. Piece by piece. Block by block. What's up, Rastafarius? So weird that our spawn-in point is over here instead of centralized, but I guess so. There's probably gonna be a guild chest or warden over here. Yes, this is what we got, right? We got a warden here, a warden here, and a warden here. No? What the fuck's down here then? They wouldn't put wardens down here, would they? Very bizarre. That is everything in this picture. What if there is one stage and stages 1 and 2 here? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. What are the good ones we got? Bologna can solo if she's got Bloodstone. Conqueror Lilius is a dual attacker without defense break. You guys guys kind of seeing the general layout of how we pick units here, right? If you are green, Violet is a solo unit. True. Auden is a good all-around unit. Both Violets? You know what? With his new ultimate evasion, you are correct. Rem, not so much. Not so much. I'm just trying to think of dual attackers and defense breakers right now, Ash. It's not that I'm saying Vildred's not good. I'm just trying to... You know what? I could be doing this a lot easier like this. Alright, we got Flan. Veronica, not so much. Karena's not that good. Rand's not that good. Flan's okay. Ida's solid, but a little too fragile. Sid's too fragile. As crazy as it is, Luna doesn't do that much. Ken is perfection. You don't really need Briar that much. Harsetti, I don't... The double attacks are interesting. I wonder. I wonder what a tanky Harsetti could do. Most people have her on injury, and injury's just bad. No. Ken, we've already got on the list. Cecilia's not that good. Haste is actually a solid all-round unit, guys. With Haste, you get defense breaks, and you get healing, and you get damage, and he can actually somewhat sustain. Elegos is a dual attacker with a defense break. Nah. Ball's decent damage for a defense breaker. Festive Edo's an interesting pick. Tenebria, not so much. Clarissa, solid AoE. We'll get into just giga damage dealers, right? Giga damage dealer nukers. Terranor Guard, sure. You know what? A little bit of RNG, but not a ton. Frigg we got on there. Summer Break Charlotte. For a two-man team, Charlotte is pretty good. She is not a dual attacker, but she dual attacks with another unit. So the other unit does a thing, and she's loaded with defense breaks. So let's put her on the team. Tywin, nah. Vira, no. Oh, Biblis. Biblis is a solid pick for a defense breaker. She dual attacks when so if you're going to enemies that counter, she can be really good. We'll leave her off for right now because she's very conditional, but in certain fights she'll be amazing. Okay, we got another one, guys. Let's see, that's the treasure chest. We got a level 1 fire mob here. That is right here. And we got a level 1 green and a level 2 light. Level 1 green. Here. And a level 2 light. Here. And then there's a backpack down here. My damn backpack asset. There it is. Got everything? Yeah, that's everything in this picture. If anybody else has something, man, punch it in. The Guildstone. I missed the Tombstone? Shit. Oh, right there in the corner. If it was a snake, it would have bitten me. Good call. Thanks, guys. So those you get the exploration journal, head straight south, grab both of these, and then start doing your monster fights. Level up first. Okay. She can't solo, but she's a solid dual attack without defense break. What else did we have here? No. Seaside Bologna can actually solo if you've got her on Bloodstone or on Lifesteal, so we'll put her at the top. Arya is tricky because you don't have a lot of ER, and her counters and sustainability rely on not having that counter buff stripped. And remember, you have normalized stats. So unless you are going to run her like on triple resist set and an ER boosting artifact, I wouldn't trust her until you're like level 4 or 5. Once you're higher levels, then you start drafting Arya to solo Maz. But at earlier levels, you pick her, you hit her S3, and then the enemy strips it and you're fucked. So, yeah, you can try Bastion of Hope in a couple of ER sets, but I don't want to recommend her because she's a basically a dead unit until you get a little higher up. But good thinking though. That's definitely your mind is in the right spot. Tam is just an amazing unit. If you're doing fire, you should pick that unit up. Good Lifesteal Sylvian can solo. Freakishly, a good Bloodstone Yuna can solo. Who else am I missing here? Boomer Luluka. Alencia is a solid defense breaker, but she's not got enough healing on this EE to keep herself alive. She's a 2-man unit. Oh yeah, good call. Abyssal Euphine is a solo clear unit. Yeah, Green Bologna on Bloodstone works. I've got her right here beside Blue Bologna. Can Dingo solo? Haste can solo. Can Dingo solo? Solid support unit to have on your team. She can help you 2-man things. Oh, you know who can definitely solo? Put some respect on his name. 420 Dingo. Hell yeah. BBK definitely can solo. Let's try to get these grouped by color a little bit, right? Let's see. Light, dark, fire, earth, fire, earth, dark, ice, earth. Oops. Yeah. Earth, light, ice, dark, light, dark. We need to find some more ice units who can solo. We got a good chunk of greens, a good chunk of fires, a lot of light and dark that can solo. Rem, I'm not so keen on. She can solo. Fine, you put 3 exclamation points after it. I will add her to the list. Rat's a little RNG as far as solo goes. She's a good 2 unit. Sigrid, We got A-Flan down here in just solid kit units, right? She's just good in general. Arya, not so much. Arya, remember, Arya is dependent on her counter buff not getting stripped, and early on, you don't have a lot of ER. Later in the game, sure. Early on, not a lot of ER, you get stripped. But she still isn't going to counter. She's just going to sit there and taking hits, and then you'll S1 and heal. You could basically say any warrior on a sustain artifact. She doesn't... I don't know if she's got the chop space heal. I'll put her on there, but I think people really need to be careful about using this unit early on. Bomb model Kana can solo on well, I don't know if she can solo on Bloodstone. We'll take her off. She doesn't quite have the bulkiness to solo on Bloodstone. Amiki? Amiki's a good two-woman wrecking machine, but you're talking about 2 rounds of fights. I don't think she's got enough immortalities to save her till the end. Yeah, and as you go up in levels, your crit's going to go up, so yeah. RB's solo's kind of like BBK. RB doesn't have a self-heal on her on his S1. BBK does. And as you go up levels, BBK gets enough health that you can basically build a bruiser DPS BBK all in one unit. RB just comes back to life. BBK stays alive and self-heals on her S1. She's crazy good. RB's not bad. It's just you kind of want somebody with RB. Blue Rat's a little dodgy, but sure. We'll put her in there. If you get her on a Golden Rose, sure. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Should Lai be in the dual attackers? Yeah, sure. You put the picture as the background of the whole damn map, dude. Oh no, you replaced the background. Hang on. Hang on. I think I can maybe fix this. I have to move. Can't though. Can't move it to the back. Brad, get out of the shower and fix the map. This is why we don't have a whole bunch of people working on the maps at the same time. All right. How do I do Ancient Inheritance? Because last time I didn't know what I was doing. How you do Ancient Inheritance is you go over to YouTube and you search for a video called Season 11 Ancient Inheritance Guided Tutorial. It's an hour freaking long, and I'm sorry about that. It is what it is. But when you go to this video, it's going to tell you everything on how to do this, and there's a whole ass table of contents. So you can jump around. You want to just learn about the relics, you can go here. You want to just learn about what heroes to pick, you can go here. You want to know how artifacts or just how to get ready, you can jump around a little bit. But I didn't mean for it to be this long, but there it is. But anyway, there's a link to that video. After you watch this, you'll be one of the best, one of the top people in your guild for how to handle AI. It's got all of it. It's a veritable encyclopedia on how to succeed and win in AI. Done right. But if it succeeded, then you just successfully... Mono or mixed team better? 2 elements. You have one primary element, right? Everybody's job in Ancient Inheritance is to go around and kill something specific, right? A fifth of your guild's job is killing fire wardens. A fifth of your guild's job is killing earth wardens. A fifth of your guild's job is killing the dark floor boss. So on and so forth. You make sure you build the element that is specific for your job. If you build all of the elements, you will become a jack of all trades, master of none, and you will not be able to... Where the fuck is this place? Space here. And you will not be able to keep up with the rest of your guild. Where the hell is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It could be here, it could be here. It's gotta be here. It is. It's right freaking here. So there's a treasure chest here. And we've got a... 1, 2, we got a hole in the map here. And we've got a impassable... Oops. This is a impasse. And then down 2 from it is a gold chest. Oh wow, they're really having us beam in on opposite ends of the map. We're not all coming into the same spot. And let's see, we got a level 2 greeny meanie right here. And a level 2 fire meanie right here. Damn it. Right here to the left of this hole. And a level 2 ice meanie over here. Where's the ice snick? Oops. Let's see, a level 2 ice snack is just down and over from the chest. So anyway, like I was saying, you build one element for your job and you level that element up as quickly as possible. It would be better to be level 6 in green than to be level 2 in red, green, blue. You get what I'm saying? Hard focus one element, min-max it, and get super, super strong in that element, and then you're a machine of murder for that team. Because remember, it's guild-based PvE. Yeah, you aren't going to be killing, if you do blue, you're not going to be killing light, dark, and red, but the rest of your team will be killing those. You work together, each you hyper-focus on an element, and you go out and you wreck things. So you got to decide what color you want to be. And then you can have a second color. It's easy to build up 2 colors, right? Because you can, hang on, this is 1, 2, right here, that's a level 2 blue. It's easy to build up 2 colors. 3 is where it starts to get a little watered down. So you want the second color to be backing up your first color, right? Like, say you pick green, so you're probably going to, or sorry, say you pick red, so you're going to run Asaria. Green might be a good backup. Sorry, so you're going to run Tam. Green might be a good backup color because that gives you access to Asaria and Landy, good units to run with it. Say you're going to run Dark. Dark doesn't have a lot of Soul Weavers, so blue is a good backup color because it can give you a lot of Soul Weavers to back up your Dark. Just remember that... Hang on, I'm pretty sure we got everything on this one. I don't see anything in the corners. There's a little something there, but I can't quite see it. It's this fight anyway. Okay, let me move this one over. When you pick a color, you fight the monsters to level the color. If you are under-leveled, you will still be able to use the Spirit Sanctums on floors 2 and 3 to top off your level. But remember that you cannot... The fuck am I looking at here? Okay, that is this area here. So this area is not accessible. Here, 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 here. is not accessible. You'll be able to level up those units in the Spirit Sanctums, but light and dark you cannot level up in the Spirit Sanctum. You can only level up by doing monsters. So be very careful if, like, you don't want every single person in your guild to take light and dark, or you're going to run out of light and dark monsters. So be very careful about picking light and dark as backup. But almost every fight, almost every major fight, you want mono elemental. When you're fighting normal mobs, the goal is to have as few units as possible involved in the fight. You want 1 or 2 man units. And then when you're fighting the wardens or the bosses, you want to have 4-man teams of mono element, and you want that to be your strongest element. You get everything here? I'll see. Oh, wait. Nope, he got the rock up there. Okay. Got the monsters, doggo, the backpack. There's the teleport shrine. This is wrong. Wait a minute. 1, 2... No, this is right. Okay. Yep, this is good. Anybody got any screenshots for me? Anybody on the Asia server? Got eyes on the map? You missed the web events? We still have the web events. It's just this heart collection thing. Okay. Yeah. He said, Maury can fix them like he just did. All right. That's a little easier on the eyes. What is Camping Dark Boss? My guild told me to do it, but I have no idea exactly what that is. Okay, so he's not on the map yet, but the first prongo to appear is going to be the light prongo, right? Is it the light one that's first? I'm pretty sure it's the light one that's first. So the dark team is going to want to move to wherever the light prongos procs and hang out in that area, camp that area, so that when you have done your guild has done enough fights that the dark prongo or that the light prongo appears, the dark team is ready at that site to attack and kill it. That's what I suspect they mean by camping is you do your fights and you save enough to attack prongo once, you save enough units and enough stamina to attack prongo, and then once you've leveled up, you just go down there and you chill out by his campsite and wait till he spawns. You guys want access to this map? It is right here. It'll be read only. Please do not request to have access to changing the map. We got plenty of map makers, but you're more than welcome to hang out here and look at things. Make copies, share it with your guild, come up with battle strategies. Go for it. It's nice to be able to see where everything is a little bit in advance. And put some respect on Bread's name, right? He's the Chad that puts this together for you. That's a dark sneck. Looks like there's a chest here too. If anybody's got screenshots of anything that's missing, please send them over. There's a level 1 green snack over there. Get it all? I think we got it all here. Yeah. I wonder where Prongo's going to be. Hey, Rasta. Oh, got some stuff here. This is... Okay, so yeah, we got here and here. There's a tombstone here. And a treasure chest here. And a tenebria here. People keep bumping the hexes. It's that green, the wolf, this blue wolf, this chest. I think that's everything here. Guys, you see how this tombstone's got little gold sparkles above it? It's hard to see, but you can see that, right? See these gold sparkles? That means the tombstone is still active. That means it's still usable. These sparkles go away when the tombstone's dead and can no longer be used. So before you walk all the way across the map, if you've got somebody who is in that area who's got eyes on it, ask them to look and tell you if this has still got sparkles. Because the last thing you want to do is spawn in here and spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provisions. Go, shit, it's dead. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've used like half of your day's provisions to go after something that's a dead thing. Backpacks have unlimited usages, but tombstones are a limited number of uses per guild.
Did you got an answer about the balance patch?
We've not gotten an answer yet. Now, do you want my opinion of what's going on? Or do you not want me to guess? Too bad, I'm going to guess. The balance patch comes out every 8 weeks. They've only ever delayed it a little bit because of things like World Cup or RTA season ending, where they've delayed it a little bit to make sure it didn't, you know, bugger up the end of World Cup. Hang on. Everything here is done. Everything here is done. Oh, there's a level 3. Oh, nope, we got it. Damn. So, level 3 light here. Where? Yeah. They used to, way back in the day, they used to announce the balance patch 2 weeks prior to the balance patch happening. So, like, say if the balance patch was today, it would have been announced 2 weeks ago. They changed that earlier this year. The general consensus was that they wanted to give more time for the community to react, for the community to say these buffs go too far, these buffs don't go far enough, etc. and so forth. They wanted to give us time so they could garner our feedback and make some adjustments. Like when Oxlots came out, the patch for him came out, and everybody lost their ever living shit about it, and they said don't do this, so they reverted the buff. Like when Pirate Flan's buffs came out, and a very vocal, annoying minority said we don't like this, make it go away. They had time to fix it. And since then, since earlier in the year, since like way before the World Cup, it's been 4 weeks notice. We still been in an 8-week schedule, but it's been 4 weeks of notice before it actually goes live. Well, that would have been this Friday. So one of the theories is that they've just gone back to the way they used to do it. They've gone back to it being a 2-week notice instead of a 4-week notice on the 8-week cycle. And if that's the case, we've got about another 10 days to wait until you get the balance patch. Or it could just be delayed a week because of reasons, because of holidays, because of what the hell ever reasons, right? Not really. It's always 2 weeks. Only now it's been a month. It's been a month notice like the past 3 of them, has it not, Inferno? I'm pretty sure like since before the World Cup, it's been a 4-week notice. Anyway, regardless, that's the most popular theory, is we're back to a 2-week rotation, which would be disappointing. I really liked that they were giving the community time to respond to the balance changes. And I'm kind of hoping that they're going back to that. Let me see. That's there. That's there. That is a level 2 ice monster just beside this. Right here. Rock, chest, greenie. That's a level 2 light mob. And that's a backpack. This is what a backpack looks like after you use it, but there are unlimited uses for the guild, so it only looks like that after you use it. But anyway, safe money is, guys, it's just back on the 2-week schedule. Anybody who thinks that Lua was the balance patch is crazy. Because it was just supposed to be an announcement, right? Not a not an actual patch. How would your pity drop then if you weren't pulling for a unit? Oh yeah, as for the web event, guys, the web event is on hiatus while they test out community reception of this new web event, right? And once they've got data, they'll compare how well this was received, how much it made us spend, how much time it made us spend in the game, how much more was this completed versus the web event completed, how much more grinding did it create, which was better for the game's health in general, and that's the one that's going to stick around. I suspect this one's going to win. It's better for us in general, so I suspect the laggy-ass web event's going to be gone. The new web event needs to send the stamina to the mailbox. That feedback's been sent in, but you can also just sit on the currency, right? You don't actually have to buy the stamina until the buff event goes live. But yeah, it would be better if you could send it to the mailbox. Excuse me. Level 3 light up there. And level 3 dark. And that is a level... Fuck. Level 3 light. There it is. I can see it. What were they? Sorry guys, I'm missing a little bit on chat here. Being distracted back and forth. Nothing down here. There's a level 4 doggo over here. Got that. This is complete. Tristen, did I get Conquer release from the Headhunt? I've got her uncovered, and I'm hesitant to push the button yet. I'm think I might actually wait and see what the balance patch does, just to see if anything happens that would make me consider building a dupe of something else. I can't think of anything that would, but you never know. Okay, so we got another bunch of rocks here. Got a backpack here. We got rock backpack here. Level 2 darky over here. Treasure chest here. Our rift sparkle thingies. Oh, here we go. Not that one. That's an outbound. That's how we're going to get to this middle island. I don't have a hotkey put together for that, guys, but if you're looking for a link to this map, here you go. Any mods in chat, you guys want to pin that, I'd appreciate it. Ooh, level 3 rat over here. That is an ice. That's a level 1 rat. Weird. All the way down here. Beat me to it. Flag, all this. Backpack, rubble, snake. The chest right there. He's hiding down there. Hey Tristan, I want to ask about damage scaling proportion by speed, how that thing works. Damage. Calculator. Epic 7. This site's no longer maintained. Use this site. Go to this site. And here we go. So pick a unit that does damage based on speed, like Sid. And you should be able to see the calculator down here somewhere. Where does it show it? Right here. So click on the, or hover over this right here. That's just showing the stats. Where it shows it here somewhere. I know it's in here somewhere. Anybody know where I'm looking for this? I swear it showed the calculation here somewhere. I'll have to dig it up a little deeper. I could just directly ask Math how it's done. But, it's different based on different units. Cecilia bot includes the multipliers. Thank you. Okay. Give me a link to it, Rafito. I've never actually used it, and I don't want to fumble around. I always just use the damage calculator to figure out the damage. Great googly moogly. That teleport takes us all the way down there. God, can I get this to be a little cleaner? Well, it is what it is. Oh, there's a Lich mini boss. Or bug. What are those things called? The spider thingies. Right here. Ah! Beat me to it. Level 3 light. Yeah, I mean, you can do that and math out what it is, but I was hoping to find, like, the actual equation somewhere. I think that's that. Yeah, I have a pretty good freaking feeling that Prongo's on this island. Especially since this is the first teleport, and this teleport over here, there's a receiver teleport over here. I wonder. Oh, yep, there we go. There's a Prongo location, but we don't know if this is first or second Prongo. We would assume one is over here, right? And if this teleport just blinks us over to this island, I bet first one is here and second one's down here. But where are the wardens, right? Oh, here they are. Warden 1, Warden 2, Warden 3, guild chest. Or Warden 3, guild chests. Something like that. Man, if they put all 3 wardens down here, that'd be crazy. You think all wardens are down? You think this is wardens 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, if you're at pity but you still want to pull for a unit, you've got like an overage of bookmarks. You can always go to do your summons, right? Let's say you're like 1 away from pity, and you've already got Lua, and you want to pull for Last Rider Crow, but he's just kind of something you would like to have, but you really want to save that pity for the next Uber ML5 that comes out, right? So you can switch to the 4-star just by clicking this and turn off the 5-star pity. Now you can start summoning on the Last Rider Crow banner, right? Select Last Rider Crow, start summoning on the Last Rider Crow banner. You're going to lower your 4-star pity. Maybe you pick up Westwind Shuri, but you still have the same chance to get Crow pulling on this banner that you do pulling on this banner. Absolute same chance. The rates are the same. 6.5% chance to get the 5-star if you got the 4-star banner active, and if you got the 5-star pity active, it is still a 6.25% chance to get the 5-star. So the only thing changing this does is which pity you're pulling against, which one's protected and which one's being reduced by pulling. Other than that, it's the exact same banner, same buttons, same rates, same everything. So if say you had like, say you're at pity, but you want to spend some of these bookmarks on Crow, but you want to save that pity for like ML Hua Young or whoever's coming next, just turn off your 5-star pity and then just start spending some bookmarks on Crow. And then when ML Hua Young comes out, you switch it back to 5-star pity, and you use your pity on the 5-star Hua Young. So it is kind of a way to game the system with the. Why are people at pity though? Because some people pulled on this unit and then they stopped when they realized they don't have the gear to build her, or they don't think she's very good, or they don't like her aesthetic. So they're sitting on pity. Here's the lighthouse. Running low on cough drops. Lighthouse flashbang. And sorry guys, if I turn on dark mode, it looks like this. It's just awful. So like negative, right? So I gotta have dark mode off to use the map board. I've cursed luck. I've only had to pity one ML5, but I have to pity almost every single one of my regular banners. I think I would take pitying all of the banners to not have to pity an ML5. Pitying an ML5 hurts so bad if you're trying to play competitively in this game, because the ML5s... What was the last ML5 that we had that was skippable? Was it Dragon King Sharoon? That's kind of it. Is the new AI hard? No, no greater. It is easy peasy. I think you're crazy if you skip ML Lua, but some people disagree with me on that. We'll see. Maybe Ludwig. Is Lua still worth building even after her buffs? I think Lua is really, really, really good if you have the gear to build her. I think a 3-turn cooldown on an S3 that controls your enemy team is crazy strong. And she's got one of the highest win rates in RTA right now. If you want to play competitively in RTA, I think she is a devastatingly good unit who is going to be something people are going to be asking for to have nerfed in the near future. I think she's like Albedo. Everybody's saying she's not good, and then she defines an entire season. But you have to have the gear to build her, and most people don't. And you have to want to play competitive high-end RTA, and most people don't. So if you're not in those two categories, then yeah, she's very skippable. AB confirms she is good. The numbers confirm she's good. I've done very little arena this season. Oops. Wrong arena button. I've done very little World Arena this season, but shit, it's not showing me my battle logs. It's been so long. 5 of these 6 matches were with Lua. Now, given early on, most of the people I'm fighting were pretty low end, but they didn't have a chance to win. I just ran them over, and that was before her buff. Right, Scully's got a very valid point. If you don't have the gear to build her, and if you don't care about running really, really high-end RTA, you're not worried about Legend or Emperor or high-end champs, she is probably very skippable because that's her niche. But in that niche, she's amazing, and I think if those are your goals, you're going to be in, shit out of luck without her. But definitely don't pull a unit you can't build. If the fastest Lua you could make is like 230 speed, 240 speed, then yes, skip the hell out of that unit. I run a 280 ML Lua with effect resistance, so I can ruin the existence of any Zeo user. Nice, Rafido. Sounds awful. Recommended pet skills for Rift. That's easy. These are my recommended pet skills for Rift. The single most important pet skill to have is the additional piece of equipment. If you can only have one skill on your Rift pet, this is the one you get. Because the whole reason you farm Rift is for gear, right? Second most important one is probably the charm one. 20% chance to get a lesser charm is huge because you're always just kind of starved for Rift, right? And that's a lot of charms. The third one is kind of up in the air. Additional double Rift score will let you level up faster. That'll let you get into solo farming it quicker. That will let you clear out your battle pass quicker, and that's kind of nice. But once you are max Rift controller, once you've got your battle pass filled out, this does nothing for you. The alternate is to have 5% chance for additional Reforged mats. I think going to the hassle of building a whole ass second pet just to have this one is ridiculous min-maxing in the extreme, because if you need Reforge mats, you're probably not farming Rift. If you need Reforge mats, you're probably farming hunts, you're probably farming expeditions. Only do this if you just had a ton of Rift pet currency laying around, you decide to make 2 Rift pets, right? This is your Rift pet. The Reforge mat one is real. It's only a 5% chance. That's not a lot. Like 1 in 20 fights, you're going to get an extra burst of Reforge mats. That's crazy. So I would totally skip this one and stick with these. But if you want to min-max and make a second pet, you go for it. Yeah, a lot of people did that, but that's a lot of resources to get an extra 1 in 20 shot at Reforge mats, right, Angel? It would be better to build pretty much every other pet in the game first, and then once all your pet needs are maxed out and satisfied, then you can build a second Rift pet, because you got nothing better to do, all right? Yeah, pets are the real end game, right? Going for a triple S on all the pets. How are we on the map? Anything else? Hey, anybody on Asia or Korea server? Any of you guys have any screenshots to contribute? Anything that's missing? Any information that's not here? Surely there's something over here that's not on the map. Feels like a little bit of a void here, too. There's one down here. One on each side, it looks like. But yeah, right? There's one up here. It doesn't always mirror, but it usually is somewhat mirrored. So there should be a tombstone up here somewhere. Chances are here. Or left or right here. It's weird, there's 2 tombstones over here and none over here. Hunt pet? Hunt pet's pretty easy. Pet shop. I am changing my hunt pet. Right now, this is my hunt pet. Double crafting mats, additional piece of equipment, and additional charm. The 4th option is additional Reforge mats. I'm probably going to get rid of additional crafting mats and replace it with Reforge mats, because I'm to the point now where I don't craft gear very often. I farm my gear from Rift. The only time I go to hunts, really, is for Reforge mats. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to replace this skill with the one that gives additional Reforge mats. Now, early on, if you're unable to do Rift, this is what gets you the best shot at getting gear. But, yeah, I'm leaning towards Reforge mats being better than crafting mats at late game. You can decide if it's worth it making 2 pets for you or not, but I typically find that the reason for double crafting mats is to get more gear, and if your goal is getting more gear, then you're farming Rift. So, I'm looking to change this one. I just need to, I've got the skill on somebody that I'm building up. I just need to move it over to, yeah, here we go. Reforge mats. I'm building this little blue drop in that I can fuse into my hunt pet to move this skill onto my hunt pet eventually. Do barricades give something? Last season they didn't give anything. So, barricades, and it's kind of nice that there's one right here next to Prongo, right? If you've got the Snakehead charm, the Snakehead figurine that gives you Tundra's Blessing if you interact with an object, barricades are considered objects. So you can literally attack Prongo with Snakehead Blessing, go down here, bring your units back to life, go back up, attack with Snakehead's Blessing, go down here, interact with this, go back up. Well, you can only hit Prongo twice, but if you got that Sacred Charm Relic, you can hit him 3 or 4 times. So yeah, that's about the only thing barricades are good for. The other thing they're good for is, say there's a guild chest like right here. It would be more worth it to spend the provisions to go through this to get the guild chest than to walk your ass all the way around to get the guild chest, maybe. Especially if, like, this spot right here is blocked off, and I suspect it will be, and somebody has to kill this mob. And you don't have light mobs to kill this mob. You gotta sit there and wait. So there are times when strategically it's better, and there's sometimes when it forces you, right? It just slaps a barricade in front of a guild chest, and there's no way to get through it. You either have to break the barricade, or you have to use Wanderer's Pipe to teleport past it. Okay, let me see. We got a level 4 light guy there. We got a treasure chest over here. Got all this, got all that. That's all it's here is a level 4 light mob. Yeah, see, he either Wanderer's Piped over this, or he walked all the way around. When is the next triple banner, and when is the Winter Pet Summon event usually? The next triple banner will probably be January, February range. It's usually when it is. It could be in December, but that would be a little early. It could be in February, but that would be late. Late December, early January is about time-wise when we should expect it. Teleport there. As to the winter pet summons, the winter pets, they'll probably happen when the Nostalgic Music Box event goes live. Man, everybody's logged in. We're zooming fast. I was right. Frickin' hell. How are we going to get this to go all the freaking way over to here? I guess we just got to overlap the map a little bit. We have a better one to use than that. We almost need 2 arrows here. Yeah, there's just no making it look good. Brad's gonna have to come up with a new fucking arrow. This looks awful. Could we go... No, we can't loop around that way. Hang on, guys. Okay. We're coming up with a new way to handle these teleports, because especially on upper floors where we get like multiple teleports, it starts to look like ass. I think we need some kind of numbering system, right? Okay, he's gonna do that when he gets back home. Just leave the ugly arrows for now, then. Yeah, so that's the big question, right? Is the Central Island, is this where the second Prongo is going to appear? Or is the second Prongo up here and there's a big honking guild chest up here? Oh, that was a good idea, Olivia, putting it under the grid. Crazy as it sounds, guys, this might be as far as we're able to get the map today. This is about the extent of a day one movement. Hopefully we get some more information on which wardens are where. But it looks like everybody's just gonna farm the shit out of this top area and then teleport down here, and so this is the first warden, so this is going to be the first one. So this is going to be the light warden. I'm not warden, but the light Prongo. So the dark team's going to camp here and get ready to hit this guy, while the earth, water, and fire are going to be moving up into this area. And then once we see earth, water, and fire, which wardens are where, then the earth, water, and fire people are going to spread out. And the light team is going to head over to this teleport and wait. And once the wardens are dead and the dark Prongo shows up, they'll grab this teleport, go to this central island, and kill the dark Prongo, and then everybody goes to floor 2. Safe money is that's the way it's going to be. It's possible second Prongo could be here, and the teleport to here will be a guild chest for whoever the cleanup crew is. Yo, don't do that again. Lock this. Ooh, more stuff. Where's this? Little triangle health up there. Okay, so Prongo is not here, guys. So he's dead. Second Prongo is definitely on the second island. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, green. Green. Level 2 mini boss over there. Level 2 light. That barricade. A lot of mini bosses in this central area. Yeah, right. Well, mini bosses are really good for leveling. Wish we could see what kind this is. Most importantly is there's no prongo here. So that definitely puts his ass up here somewhere. Probably I'll have 2 E7 accounts, one I play and the second one just to run across the map and get the layout. We'll have the layout done for you, Cherry, but what would be good is you have one to play, one to like nuke and do damage and help progress your guild, and the second one just stays behind. You try to get the Wanderer's Pipe, all of the movement relics, the telescope, and you just stay behind while the rest of your guild progresses, and you go around and get all the guild chests for everybody, so they don't have to waste resources going for the guild chests, right? You just clean up, and you make sure you let your guild know. Don't bother going for the guild chest. We got 2 whole ass weeks. I'll get the guild chest. Even if you're on floor 2, you'll still get the rewards from the guild chest when I open them eventually. So you just go around, collect all the guild chests, get all the loot for the mini bosses, do all that shit, and just slowly progress up. Because with Wanderer's Pipe and with the telescope, you don't even need to do fights. You just need to open backpacks and tombstones to get yourself the exploration level to give yourself the provisions to be able to go around and be the cleanup crew. I've been thinking about seeing if there's somebody in our guild that just wants to do that. Somebody who only plays casually, maybe only logs in for like 5-10 minutes a day, and other that doesn't really play the game, and give them that job, because that's a great job for the hyper casual player that doesn't want to have to think about shit. Oh, your second account on Asia, and you're going to use the Asia to get map info. Yeah. For sure then. I'm blown away by how far some people were able to push on day one. Yeah, let your guild leader know, your guild organizer know. Describe the job to them, and they will be thrilled to do that shit. They'll be thrilled to have you on the team to do that kind of stuff. Because that's the wet work nobody wants to do. Everybody wants to, like, be one of the guild carries that just goes around nuking things, right? Nobody likes being the janitor. But it's a very valuable job. Because those guild chests are usually in out-of-the-way places. They're down here, over here. They're places you don't want to go. Yeah, lots of mini-boss mobs. So to passively level yourself, all you gotta do is attack this once and then yield. And when the rest of your guild kills it for points, you will passively get the XP and will level up. Very confusing to me. Is there a tutorial video? Nike, I got you, buddy. I have got you. Right here. There you go. It is long. I yapped for almost an hour. But there's a table of contents, so you can go and look at specific things that are important to you. Let me play this part right here. That the guild collects is if they collect it before you get on the map. Now, finally, here we go. The only way you miss out on loot that the guild collects is if they collect it before you get on the map. I know we've been yapping a lot here, but I want you guys to pay attention. This is important. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this tip. On day one, when Ancient Inheritance drops, the first thing you do, like the very first thing you do, and I'm not even kidding here, right? Make this the first thing you do even before you brush your teeth. Even if you don't have time to play Epic 7 that day. You log into the game, you enter Ancient Inheritance, you get on the dungeon, you make your unit appear on the map, and select your starting relic. Then you can close the game and go to work, do whatever it is you need to do the rest of the day, and come back and play later. The reason for this is that while the rest of the guild is out there collecting rewards, only people who have logged onto the map, who've been beamed onto the event, will be on the list of players eligible to get the guild rewards. God forbid your guild is hyper aggressive and you are so slow to log in that your guild opens up guild chests or even kills Prongo and you're not there to get the gear drop. You're not there to get the loot from the guild chests. There's no way to get it back. So make sure you are on the map as soon as possible. That way you don't miss anything. Savvy? We got it. Make sure as soon as AI opens, you get on the map. You don't have to be in the game to get the rewards, but you have to be on the map. And if they open a guild chest, if they kill a mini boss, if they drop a warden, you get nothing. You get none of the benefits from that until you're on the map. Then it doesn't matter. They could kill the floor 3 boss. As long as you're still on floor 1, as long as you're on the map somewhere in the game, you will get the floor 3 rewards too. Yes. Step 1, get on the map. The number of people I heard like, man, I missed out on the Molagora because they opened the guild chest and I didn't log in because I had to go to work. Just log in. Get on the map. You don't have to do anything. I'm not even sure you have to choose your relic. You could probably force close the app. As long as you beam into the map, you're on the loot list. Oh, somebody's going down here. Do you think Bloodstone Flan is going to be able to solo mobs? No. It's just too many inbound hits. Maybe. I'm just worried she's going to get hit so much that her health... It's the same issue that Galililius has, right? The inbound damage, even on misses, you get hit like 5 times per time that she attacks. If she's on counter, again, kind of RNG. The ones that solo are the ones that are strong enough to take 5 or 6 hits and then can full heal up. But, yeah, I mean, I think she's going to be like a unit that you want to run with a secondary unit, right? You run her and Falconer Clury, for example. You run her and Doris. You run her and Angelic Montmorency. You run her and Fire Acades. That's she's a solid 2-woman wrecking machine. Very, very, very few units can truly solo, and a lot of times you're hitting harder mobs, and like Blaze Dingo at level 1 can solo this, but he couldn't solo this at level 1. At level 2, he might struggle to solo this. Level 3, he could solo this. So a lot of times you're like, you know what? My fire flan can my level 2 fire elemental fire flan can totally destroy this one solo. But then you go down here to this number 4, it's like, okay, this is one where I'm going to use fire flan and Doris together, because flan alone can't solo this much power. But with Doris on the team offering additional healing and tanking, or maybe Ambitious Tywin offering some mitigation because you're working fire and earth, then for sure you can totally solo this one. So consider your current elemental level versus the how dangerous the mobs are you're fighting, how strong the mobs are. Do you think A. Ravi with Petite Lance or Sigurd? Yeah, almost every case she can totally solo. As long as you don't go nuts. Fire Ravi at level 1 can maybe solo this. At level 2 can definitely solo this. Can't solo this until probably level 3 or 4. And remember, you can always try it. You can always try the solo fight. If I take my level 1 Fire Ravi in here and she gets bodied and I die, it only costs 1 provision. Ravi is still alive. They let you try it, and they don't penalize you for failing. So if I try it and I fail, then I say, okay, it's got to be Fire Ravi and you know, a Fire Knight or a Fire Soul Weaver to help assist her, or a Fire Defense Break, or maybe a dual attack unit. Maybe I throw Singelica in there because I'm doing Fire and Dark. Maybe I throw Camilla in there because I'm doing Fire and Light. Maybe I put Laia in there because I'm doing Fire and Earth. Something to give me a little bit extra something to keep Ravi alive. The penalty is only 1 provision. But remember, that's only for normal fights. These fights with numbers on them are the only no harm, no foul, no penalty for failure, right? Any fight that's got a mini-boss on it, or a warden fight, or a prongo fight, there's no do-over mechanics for that. Once you go in, you're in, and if you lose the units. But for any of these units that are just these hex numbers, they're not mini boss fights. You can totally go in and just take a shot and see if you can beat it. Fire Auden? Yeah, you know what? If you are picking an element and you want to change your Auden to that element to be more useful in AI, go for it. But God, the grinding on Auden to change her back and forth is such a pain in the ass. There's just so many other units that are good in this. Hmm. 6/6. Ain't good enough. This map is for the current Ancient Inheritance. This is floor 1 that most of you guys will be seeing tomorrow. If you lose a unit, you can't revive and use it again. If a unit if you use a unit day 1, it'll be shaded out. It'll turn red in color, right? And you will not be able to use it again for the rest of the day. The only way to use, there's only a couple of ways to use a unit again the same day. One is you can use these statues, and they're limited number of uses per guild, and it's limited number use of 1 person per day, I think, but it'll be gone by day 2. And you can use the statue to bring 4 used characters back to life. Otherwise, you gotta wait for reset, and then, you know, when the day resets, all your units are back alive again. There's one other possible way to have the units not die. There's a relic called 4-leaf clover, and 4-leaf clover gives you a 50-50 shot to have the unit not die at the end of the fight, not be shaded out at the end of the fight. It's kind of like in Guild Wars Cherry, but it's worse than in Guild Wars, because even if your units survive the fight, they will still be unusable. Live or die, any units you use in a fight are unusable. That's why you don't take 4-man teams into these fights. You're going to have 4 units spent on one fight. That's why you want to do 1- and 2-man fights, because if you can kill these if you can kill this with 2 units, this with 1 unit, and this with 1 unit, you've gotten 3 fights done for the cost of 1 4-man team. You've gotten 3 fights done. So you want to try to min-max by taking 1- and 2-man teams that can solo or duo the enemies, so you can maximize your unit efficiency, because you've only got about 10 to 12 units on floor 1, 10 to 15 units on floor 1. And the only way to get your units back is this one-time use statue that lets you only bring 4 units back, or to get lucky with the 4-leaf clover relic, if you get the 4-leaf clover relic. This map's surprisingly big for floor 1. Surprisingly big. Who uses injury? And injury, I've seen some people put Mort on injury, not a big fan. I think injury is still best in slot on Alencia, although some have moved her to speed or destruction. I still think Alencia is best in slot on injury. Harsetti is really, really, really good on injury. Some people put injury on Bellion. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is a viable build for her. I do have one of my Bellions on injury, I think, still. Yeah, I was running this Bellion on injury. Who else? Who else uses injury? Not a super popular set. Yeah, Alencia. Alencia Bellion, Alencia Bellion, Alencia Bellion. That's it for me. I've got it on Alencia, Bellion, and Harsetti. Those are my only injury units in the game. Oh, do we know the main stats? Let me ask. Hang on. Map making is going to slow to a crawl now, guys, because for most of Asia, it's like anywhere from 2 to 4 in the morning. So I think this is about all we're going to get on the maps for today. Injury SSB? You think? Oh, an injury Edward. I did run an injury Edward for a very short period of time. Yeah, I can see it. Fire Ilanov. True. True. the handful of people that play this unit, Fire Ilinoff can be on injury. She was like the first injury unit, right? She was like the very, very first unit that had it in her kit. So yeah, the answer is not a lot. Not a lot of units. What are the best light units for AI? So when you go over to this map room, right? Slide up here and look at this helpful hints and guide section and go to Derp the Jag's written guide, right? Let's pull this up. And this will say for Season 10. He will update it for Season 11 eventually, but the units are pretty much the same, right? So what you want to do is hit Control F and type in light. And jump down to light units. See these ones he has highlighted? These highlighted ones are huge. Conqueror Lilius is a must-have. Navy Captain Landy can solo mobs. Camilla's a dual attacker and a defense breaker. Savior Odd is a main DPS, evasion, and self-healing. She's basically light Rylet. And other good units, Aether, who's a attack buffer, who has insane multipliers, can do major damage. Last Rider Crow for his mitigation. Little Queen Charlotte is a DPS stick. Lionheart Servia soloing mobs. You have lots of options in here to help you pick from. And then if you're picking light, that means you're a Dark Prongo Slayer, right? You're going to be the person who goes after Dark Prongo. So you also want to slide down in the guide and look at Wardens, Prongo comps, and find Dark Prongo, where you're going to want a mono light team, and make sure that you have these units. If you don't have these 6 units, you probably don't want to pick light. You probably want to go to another element. And the same for you dark people. If you don't have these dark units, you maybe don't want to be on the dark team. You maybe want to pick another element. And if you're a Warden killer, here are alternate Warden teams. Now, the Warden teams aren't as critical to have these specific units because you probably only need to hit the Warden once. If you're an organized guild, you probably only need to hit it once. Hitting it twice is kind of icing on the cake. But this is a really good guide. Now, this is not going to have the most recent units on it. When he upgrades to... when he upgrades this to Season 11, he'll probably put things in. Like, I guarantee you, against the Earth Warden, Fire Flan's going to make an appearance. She's got everything you could want. But that would be my recommendation to you. Check out Derp's guide. I know it's from last season, but check it out, and this will really help you with what units you should pick. I will try to put together a tier list and guide on what units are good for AI and try to get that up this afternoon or this evening so that you'll have it in time for drafting AI in the morning. But I got a lot to do this day. If it doesn't get up in time, fall back on this guide. It's really good. Solitary of the Snow. Yeah, she was a thing for like 15 minutes, but not so much anymore. This is why we need to change. This is one of the maps I made from way back in the day. Holy crap, where I was sending people all over the place. One nice thing is it's a lot easier now with regards of people saying, hey, I need pathing and arrows to show me where to go, right? You don't. You don't really. If you're on the Dark Warden team, your pathing is farm a bunch of light units and then chill out beside the light Prongo so that when he appears, you're ready to kill him. If you're on the Earth, or if you're on the Fire team where your job is killing the Earth Warden, you go and you farm a bunch of Earth units, and then you chill out by where the Fire Warden's going to appear, and then you kill him. Once your job's done, once he's dead, you go farm a bunch more Earth units to level up, and you head for the teleport, the exit teleport, which the exit teleports by the final warden, or final prongo point. You head for that point, you get ready to teleport to the next floor. It's just that simple. What's your job? Well, I kill this thing. Fine. Farm the things that you need to get strong enough to kill that thing. Then move over to where that thing appears. When it appears, you kill it. Then farm more things so you'll be able to kill that thing on the next floor while you move your way over to the exit, and the exit is by the final prongo location, and then you can leave. Keep your eyes open for relic shrines. If you don't have the relics you want to make sure you pick up relic shrines so that you can alternate your they look like this. They look like this. Find relic shrines to swap out your relics. And then you can change your relics out when you need it. Do we know the relic? We do not know the relic shrines yet, and the relic shrines will probably... Oh, yep, here's one I say. They're probably going to be down in these corners. Almost guarantee you there'll be a second one over here. So there's a relic shrine. But remember, you only get a new socket for a new relic at levels 3, 5, 7, and 9. Right? And if your current sockets are full of relics you already want, don't waste your time going here. You won't have a space for it, and you might be staring at the relic you've always wanted, but there's no space for you to take it. So don't make the trek to go get these until you got an open spot. Typically what happens is, let's say you're a fire warden unit, right? So you teleport in, you start kicking the shit out of green units as you're moving your way over to where the fire warden spawns. And let's say the fire warden spawns here, okay? So you kill a couple of green things, you wander around, you grab some backpacks and tombstones, another thing, you go over here, take this teleport, you bounce down here, hey, kill a couple more green things on the way. Just now you've used up all your units, but you still got some provisions. You keep walking on up. You get to about maybe here before you run out of stamina. Tomorrow, you log in, you continue your march. Here's the nice thing. The fire warden will have tons of green mobs around him. The earth warden will have tons of water mobs around him, and so on. So you will be able to get some last-minute fights in near the wardens to polish off your levels. Okay? You move over to the warden. The warden pops up. Once this prongo is killed, the warden pops up. You kill the warden. Now the warden's dead. After doing all of this, you've probably leveled up enough where you've gotten an additional relic socket. And let's say the relics that you got were all garbage C-tier relics and you don't like the ones that you got. Well, now you're in a perfect position to march your ass all the way back down here. Oops. All the way back down here to this teleporter. And you grab this teleporter and you teleport. Hopefully there's a teleport spot down here. But if not, you're going to have to teleport your ass all the way back up to here. And you start walking on down here to this relic shrine. And you check out this relic shrine. There will probably be teleporters here, guys. There's usually 4 teleporters per floor. I guarantee you there's going to be a teleporter here and a teleporter here, right? So you teleport over, you hit the relic shrine, you got the relic you want, great. You didn't? Or you teleport over here, you get the relic you want, great. Then you take this last teleporter over to where the final prongo appears. It'll probably be on this island. And you take the exit, you go to floor number 2. And then on floor number 2, you start walking your ass over to where the fire warden's going to appear so you can do that again. Yeah, look at this bullshit. Look at this. You got to go through a fight or you got to go through a barricade. There better be a teleport over here. If there's not a teleport back here, there's just no justice in the world. Either a teleport or maybe a rift teleporter that goes like from here to here. So that, like, you can teleport this island and then take the rift thing in and then another rift thing back at the very end. There usually is. So that's your day in the life of how this works. When does RTA season end? I think it's December 23rd or 28th. It was right before or right after Christmas. Anybody remember? It was like the... Hang on, let me check here. I think it's the 28th. Technically, if you're in the East Coast, it ends Friday at midnight. Friday the 27th. I'm pretty sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's this Friday. Around like around 10 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, this is another reason why the Wanderer's Pipe is so nice. You just pipe your ass right across this barricade and go get your thing. Halfway through gold, it's brutal. It's rough this season, man. I'm not sure how much effort I'm going to put into RTA this season. We have to see how things pan out, but I'll probably just BBK Laya people into champs and then call it a day. Really have to see. I think Child Senya is going to shake up RTA so damn much. We getting Emperor for sure. You're getting Emperor for sure, Biako. Me, you know what I'm not going to be doing in the middle of my freaking holiday vacation while I'm sitting in surrounded by family, eating food, drinking spiked eggnog? You know what I'm not going to be doing? RTA. I plan on getting myself, for Christmas, I plan on getting myself a really nice computer monitor, and the last thing I want to do is put my fist through it. And that's what would happen if I spent all holidays doing RTA. Yeah, you know what? You got a cultural advantage that I don't have, Biako. Well, guys, that's all I got for now. It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday. I'm going to wrap it up and start putting my... What the hell? Oh, starting points. I'm going to start putting together my teams for my guild, grab some lunch, and then work on a tier list video or at least a recommendation video on how to get, what units to take in based on your element. Remember, for those of you that this is your first Ancient Inheritance season, it's as simple as this. 1, make sure you're on the map day 1. Okay? 2, pick 2 elements and stick with it. Your primary element is your job. If you pick Earth, your job is killing Water Wardens. If you pick Light, your job is killing Dark Prongo. If you pick Fire, your job is killing Earth Wardens. Okay? Pick the element for your job, and then pick a second element that synergizes well with the first element. Remember to not pick Light and Dark if you don't have the Light and Dark Prongo killing team units in your roster. Okay, everybody wants to be a floor boss killer, but the freaking Warden killers are more important. Because if you don't have enough of those, everybody's standing there with their dicks in their hands doing nothing because the game can't progress until somebody hauls their ass down there and kills the Wardens. Make sure you've got a cracked Warden killing team so that Prongo appears, dead. Wardens appear, dead. Last Prongo appears, dead. And then you can go straight to floor 2. It literally goes that quick. Just bam. 10 minutes later, now the Wardens are dead. 10 minutes later, now the second Prongo's dead. Now everybody can farm and head to floor 2. It's really slow until it isn't. And you want to make sure you have a crack squad ready to go, ready to do these things. And your backup element is just units that defense break, units that can solo normal fights. Remember, if you're trying to build your fire units, you don't have to use water units in the normal fights. They can be dark units, they can be earth units, they can be fire units. You can build whatever 2-man teams. You can have Blaze Dingo all by himself solo a green mob, and that will raise your fire elementals if you're running fire and light as a backup. For example, you can have Fire Ravi solo an earth mob to build your water units up if you're going fire and water's your primary. Okay? Have a secondary element that supports your primary element. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm dyslexic as hell when it comes to this kind of stuff, but you get what I'm saying, right? Whatever mob you're hitting, whatever mob element you're hitting is the opposite XP. If you're hitting a fire mob, you're getting water XP. If you're hitting an earth mob, you're getting fire XP. Okay? You want to use Fire Ravi to hit this fire mob, you can boost your water XP if water is your primary XP, right? You can have your water mobs help you dealing with opposite element mobs, okay? It doesn't matter what units you use, it matters what elements you kill. That's what gives you the XP, right? Doesn't matter what color element I use. I can use any colored element in the game to kill this mob right here. I will still get dark XP. If I beat this unit with fire mobs, I get dark XP. If I beat this unit with light mobs, I get dark XP. Get what I'm saying? So your secondary element helps you solo mobs, helps support your main team, is loaded with dual attackers, defense breakers, soul weavers, whatever you need to support your main element. Your main element is what you use to kill the bosses. If your main element is light, you check Derp's guide. You go down and you look at the light teams that are used to kill Dark Prongo, and you make sure you have these units on your team so that you can kill... I got backwards, sorry. You make sure you have these units on your team so you can kill the light Prongo. Your supporting units aren't going to be used in this fight. You notice it's dark unit, 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 right? And there are some alternates for these, right? There are some alternates. But, you're not going to use non-element. You're always going to be mono-element on your main job. You'll be mono-element fighting the Wardens, you'll be mono-element fighting the Prongos. That's your main job. That's your main focus element. Your supporting element is strictly for doing the normal fights, for assisting with the mini-bosses, things like that. Now, I'm not saying you can't take an off element into these fights. It just makes it a little harder. If you want to use Lone Crescent Balloon, I'm sorry, if you want to use like, say you don't have Kitty Clarissa, say you take Commander Lorena in there for the defense breaks and dual attacks, it'll work. She'll just do less damage and she won't heal. Because she won't have the dark bonus, the bonuses that dark units have in this fight. So it's not as good. It's not that you can't do it. At the end, when all that's left are the Prongos, and you just built fire teams, take your fire teams into Prongo. Do some damage. Help the guild. You're not going to score 2 million points, but you may score 600,000 or 700,000 points, and that adds up. That helps the guild progress the fight. So even after all of the Wardens are dead, and your element doesn't have a primary job anymore, you can still clear. Just remember, try to avoid having your guild make your secondary comps all light and dark. Everybody's like, well, I'm taking fire to do the Wardens, and I'm also taking dark so that I can help out with Prongo at the very end. And that's a great idea on paper until you realize you're going to run out of mobs to level light and dark, because you can't use the Spirit Sanctum to level light and dark. Once you max out 2 elements, if you want to go for a third one, go for it, but there's almost never a reason to have 3 elements. A lot of people say, hey, it's easy to go for 3 elements. It's true. It is. You will eventually get enough stuff to max out 3 elements. Hell, theoretically, if you use Conqueror's Flag, you could max out all 5 elements. But here's the thing. There's 30 of you in the guild. There's not a lot of monsters out here to fight. And while you're maxing all of your elements, somebody else in your guild's like, Are there any fire mobs left on the map? I need to level. I can't find any fire mobs. And you basically fucked over your teammate by leveling an element you're not even really going to use. And the element he wanted to use, now there's no mobs for him to farm. So stick to 2. It's all you need. It's that easy. Can you do more? Yeah. Should you do more? No. Why? Give me one good reason to do more than 2 elements. At the very, 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 very end, when you've killed all the bosses and there's nothing left to do, and there's days left of the event, you got nothing else to do, some people will go around and just fight the normal monsters just to get the XP, or just to get the gold and the loot drops and stuff, but that's it at the very, very, very end. Yes, and that is why that is why the, not journal, but, what was that thing called? Akir's Tome is kind of not so good. Is because 2 elements, sure, but more than 2 elements you will almost never do. And 2 elements you'll almost never do into boss fights, and Tundra's Blessing matters when you're in boss fights, not normal fights. So this is just pretty garbage can. Yes, generally useless, just a worse version of Broken Arrow. Yep, Spatial, you got it. Like, we can only use 30 units. Don't remember exactly. You get 10 units at the start. When you first log in, you can recruit 10 units. I recommend recruit immediately, putting like 7 or 8 units in there and saving the last 2 so that if you come across a fight that specifically needs a unit, you've got room to recruit. But, you know, at least put 6 to 8 units in your pool based on the colors that you want, right? And then start adding them later. As you go up levels, you will get more units. You'll be able to get, I think, as high as 20 units, I want to say. 20, 25. It's not a lot. You don't get and that's the other reason why you don't want to go more than 2 elements, is you've only got like 15 to 20 unit spots. So, yeah. Stick with 2, guys. And be cautious about picking light and dark as your secondary unit, because remember, light and dark mobs are at a premium, and they will be the hardest elements to level passively, because the Prongo team are going to have dibs on the light and dark. You need your Prongo killing teams to max out light and dark first. Your secondary backup elements are going to have slim pickings from the leftovers. It's fine to have light and dark as a secondary. Just be cautious about it. Make sure that no more than half of your guild has that as a secondary element, right? Quarter of your guild light secondary, quarter of your guild dark secondary. If you go more than that, you're going to run out of light and dark units. Talk to your guild leaders about that. Make sure they understand that the Spirit Sanctums can only be used to artificially level red, green, and blue. Light and dark are solely relying on doing these. And a way you can power level light and dark, by the way, is everybody who's doing light and dark hits these guys once. They don't try to kill it. Everybody hits it once, and once everybody's got a shot in on it, then somebody can come in and finish it off, and everybody who hit it gets the XP for hitting a light and dark boss mob. So it's kind of a little cheater way to power level light and dark, is to use these mini bosses. So be wary. If you've got the capability to solo a mini boss, yeah, it's a flex, but you're not really being a team player, right? What you should do is say, hey, everybody, I can solo this. Everybody go in, use 1 unit that you don't give a shit about, and just hit it once and let that unit die. Just, you know, hit it as much as you can, but just use 1 unit. And then once everybody has hit it, You take your full-ass solo clear team in, you clear it off, and then you can get dark bonus for like 7 or 8 people in your guild. Takes some coordination, but, you know, depending on how coordinated your guild is, you can use mini-bosses to power level. And that's also a really nice way if somebody's like, hey, I'm looking for dark fights and I'm still level 1 and there's no dark fights left. It's like, I got you, fam. Come up, hit this guy once. He'll hit him once, he'll get killed immediately, and then you kill it, and he'll just like instantly go to level 2 dark because he'll get so damn much XP from being a part of this fight. Alright guys, I'm going to go grab some food. I appreciate you guys being here. Not the most hyper exciting stream, but I hope you like seeing the maps, and I hope I answered your questions about Ancient Inheritance. Anybody have any last minute questions about how all this works? It'll start at reset when Guild Wars goes live for everybody who's not currently into it already. Everybody who's not in Asia and Korea server. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do it as a tier list. I'm probably just going to do it as like a recommendation with some explanations. Here are some good units to pick. It would be too filthy to do as a tier list, right? I need a tier list for fire. I need a tier list for light. I need a tier list for earth. It'd be too much. But I'll put something together for it. I should be able to get that done before the end of the evening. Okay, let's all go say hi to Emperor Baka. Doing his RTA climb. Wish him luck, everybody. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for the support. Talk to you soon. The one RTA season should end December 28th or 27th, right around that weekend. Catch you guys later.